Hi, everyone. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in to another episode with me today. This is a special episode, y'all. And so this is really for those who want to understand, to dive deeper, so to speak, into really understanding who they should trust when it comes to having conversations, a deep conversation with another individual, because not everyone is able to have that conversation with you. Not everyone is able to take that conversation, those intimate moments, those deep insights into a person's mind, and their heart and their life with the weight of knowing that this is treasure. This is something that is of value, because there are some who don't know how to treat something that is so precious and either be a listening ear, as we spoke about before, or to be able to help that person in the way in which they need the guidance. They're needing that advice. They're looking for that one person to help them out with that particular situation that they are going through. So, anyway, without further ado, that is what we're going to be talking about today. I want you to be careful of people who talk but aren't really talking. There's a difference, and sometimes that difference determines your peace. We all talk. We talk about our job, what's trending, what's stressing us out, but real connection, that's rare. Today, I want to talk about the difference between surface talk and soul talk, and how God can help you recognize who's safe for your deep moments and who's not. Now, we live in a world that celebrates communication through texts, calls, DMs, but we rarely talk about the quality of our conversations. You can talk to about 10 people a day and still feel unseen. Surface talk keeps the peace. It's comfortable, it's predictable, but deep talk, that's where truth, healing, and purpose live. Think of it like swimming and deep diving. On the surface, the water's calm, easy to float, easy to breathe, but when you go deep, the pressure changes. It gets dark, quiet, and real. And not everyone can handle that depth. Listen, some people panic when a conversation gets that deep. And you know what? That's okay. Just don't try to dive deep with them. There was a time when someone who I thought I could trust, really, I was unable to have a conversation with them about what I was going through. I wanted to share a personal situation with them, and thinking that it was something that would stay honestly with us. What I could see now is that looking at their eyes and looking at their demeanor, looking at how they are connecting or connected with me in that moment, they were necessarily not connected. They were only connected at the surface. And what I mean by that is that they were waiting for the opportunity to respond instead of truly listening to what I was saying. And in that moment, I needed advice. I was coming to them because I thought that I could trust them. I was coming to them because I felt as though there was no fear to come to them, that I can come to them in a vulnerable state. But that's only what I thought. However, what I realized is something that I had to understand later on. You see, I didn't make that mistake a second time. However, what I decided to do is go ahead and move on from them and understand that I can still have conversations with them because I'm going to, right? They're in my circle. I'm going to have those conversations. I'm going to have conversations with them. But there are conversations that I need to be specific about. In particular, I need to be strategic with the kinds of conversations that I have with them. Basically, surface level conversations. That is all they were able to handle at that time. Now, since then, things have gotten better, but at that time, I could only have surface level conversations with them because they were not understanding, or they did not have the capacity themselves to be able to hold or carry the deep rooted and weighty conversation that I wanted to have with them. So, in that, you have to be aware, you have to understand by looking at a person's eyes, by looking at their behavior, their mannerisms. You have to really pay attention because that will let you know as well, along with discernment. That will let you know if you can trust this person or not to have that deep conversation with. Deep conversation require trust, safety, and spiritual maturity. If someone doesn't listen with empathy, pray with you, or give wise counsel, they're not a deep diver. And guess what? That's okay. Discernment doesn't mean that you isolate, it means you align. Proverbs chapter 20, verse 5 says this: though good advice lies deep within the heart, a person with understanding will draw it out. That verse reminds me that depth requires understanding, and understanding requires spiritual maturity. You can't pull from someone's depth if they've never been deep themselves. God will place people in your life for different purposes. Some to make you laugh, some to challenge you, and some to go deep with you. The key is knowing who's who. Because when you confuse a seasonal voice for a soul level voice, you invite disappointment. Even Jesus didn't go deep with everyone. Even he had an inner circle, which was Peter, James, and John. That's a reminder right there that not everyone can handle your revelation. Now, listen, if you've ever been hurt by someone who couldn't go deep, breathe. It doesn't mean that you shared wrong. It means God's showing you who's meant for your surface and who's meant for your soul. Think about your inner circle. Who helps you float and who helps you dive? When's the last time you had a conversation that made you feel seen, heard, and safe? Here's my challenge to you. This week, ask God to show you who's really meant to go deeper with you and give you the grace to love others at the level they're capable of. Listen, the more that I walk with God, the more I realize not every relationship has to go deep, but the ones that do, those are the ones that change your life. Now let's stop settling for surface talk and start making room for soul talk. Okay, you guys, we're at the end of this conversation. But I want to let you guys know this. If this video has resonated with you, if this message has resonated with you, I'd love to help you dive deeper emotionally and personally. So I'm offering a free 30-minute discovery call to help you grow your relationship with God and connect with people who bring out your best. The link's down in the description box, and I'd love to connect with you. And also, don't forget our amazing community, the Secret Place Society. We are waiting for you to come and join us. I cannot wait to talk to you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so very much for being here, and I will see you guys soon. Until then, bye.